All righty. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. This is definitely unique and new for us, doing a virtual press conference. So we appreciate you guys hanging in there. And some of the unintended effects of this COVID-19 quarantining is that we have come up with creative ways for us to continue to execute our mission and communicate with folks. And this is one of them. So thank you all for being here. We're definitely excited to talk to you today about the operations here at the Thunderbirds, but specifically to talk about the flyover that we have planned here in Las Vegas and throughout the Valley. As Misha mentioned, my name is Lieutenant Colonel John Caldwell. I'm the Commander Leader, United States Air Force Thunderbirds, and I've been the Commander Leader since January of last year. So I'm going to my second season on the team, and this has definitely been an eventful season for us so far. COVID-19, obviously, like most military units, has dramatically affected our operations. In early March, the DoD announced that all the demo teams were going to be restricted from participating in air shows, which effectively canceled the first quarter of our entire show season for 2020. And we got that news just as we had certified with the FAA and with our chain of command, and we're getting ready to hit the road. So it was something that kind of stopped us in our tracks. And we really had to figure out how we're going to respond and react to COVID-19 and how we were going to continue to execute our mission. If you recall, during that time in early March, the virus was rising rapidly. The spread of it was growing each day exponentially. So we decided to put the squadron into a 2-week teleworking status only. Since we had no air shows to fly, our currencies were good, we were certified, there was really no mandate for us to continue operations. So we decided to just monitor the situation, put everybody in their house so we could preserve readiness and capability by keeping our folks healthy, and then we could return to flying once we got our arms around the virus and we were able to see exactly what we were dealing with and structure was in place to deal with the spread of the virus. You can only do that for so long in a flying organization. Teleworking is good in theory, but in actual practice, after a while, you got to get out there and put hands on airplanes, and you've got to fly airplanes. So about 2 weeks ago, we reinitiated flying operations so we could preserve basic capability, basic proficiency in flying our demo, but then also really more importantly, so that we could maintain the required currencies in order to fly these aircraft. While we were in quarantine and while we were going through the initial parts of the season and the first quarter of it being shut down, there were some ideas of how can we continue to execute our mission to recruit, retain, inspire in the Thunderbirds, and how can we do that, but in a way that's unique and is, abides by all the guidance we've been given throughout the DoD and throughout our nation. And one of the ideas that we came up early on was conducting a series of flybys. While that idea was generating here in the squadron, it was also floating around in various channels and various chains of command, and it was an idea that we had in the back of our mind. And when we returned to flying, we put some more thought into it, and then working with the wing commander here at the 57th Wing, Brigadier General Robert Novotny, and working with our chain of command, we came up with the idea of honoring our local community through a series of flyovers here in Las Vegas. The intent for our flyovers here in Las Vegas is real simple. We've been amazed at just the tenacity, the dedication, the professionalism of our medical professionals. And as you know, it's a stressful time for everybody, but it's been particularly stressful for all of our healthcare providers. And so we thought, what better way to show a support of solidarity, of our thank you, of our gratitude, than dedicating these flyovers to our medical community. So this Saturday, April 11th at 2:30 in the afternoon, we plan on taking off to do just that. We're going to fly all over the Valley, primarily over medical facilities within the Valley and over into Boulder City as well, just to show our support for what they are doing and a way of saying thank you to all the first responders, medical professionals, healthcare providers that are out there every day battling the outbreak of COVID-19. We plan on taking off at 2:30. We will publish our ground track in our press release, and likely we'll publish that on Saturday so that folks know where to look and when to look to see the aircraft flying over. But I can tell you, it's going to cover almost the entire landscape of Las Vegas. So anywhere in the city, you should be able to look to the sky during a moment in time and see the aircraft flying around. The demonstration the flyover is going to feature 6 aircraft flying in the Delta. We'll be flying 3 feet apart from each other. We'll be flying at altitudes of 500 to 1,000 feet throughout. And you can expect us to be flying roughly 400 to 450 miles per hour. So pretty quick. You may also see 2 aircraft in trail of the Delta formation, and that's our Thunderbird number 7 and 8, who will be providing safety chase, and another one who's going to be doing a photographing mission. If all works out and we get all 8 jets airborne, this is going to be the entire flying component of the Thunderbirds. All Thunderbird 1 through 8 will be airborne and flying, which is pretty rare for us, since normally Thunderbird 7 and 8 have ground duties as we're doing most demonstrations and flyovers, but in this particular case, we're gonna have the opportunity to get the whole squadron airborne and they can participate in the flyby with us. So to honor that moment, we plan on forming up into the Super Delta as we flow to the south of Las Vegas and turn back to the north and along I-15 just to the west along the Las Vegas Strip. We plan on flying over in the Super Delta, which will feature all 8 aircraft flying in formation 3 feet apart from each other. And then we'll drop them back to trail as we continue off to the east side of Las Vegas and then over into Boulder City. So this was a effort that required coordination on the part of many people. So we definitely have to say thank you to McCarran Airport, to Northtown, North Las Vegas Airport, to the FAA, to all the radar controllers, because this is no easy task to take 6 supersonic aircraft, put them in tight formation, low altitude across the valley. And whether you know it or not, even though we're in the midst of an outbreak, there's still a large amount of aviation traffic that goes on in Las Vegas Valley. So we are very grateful for them to work with us, to cooperate with us. And really they do it because they believe in this mission and they believe that we should be honoring these medical care providers and really showing them how much we're supporting what they're doing and our gratitude ultimately. We ask that people avoid large gathering. Please avoid going to major landmarks. We want everyone to adhere to CDC guidance of social distancing, and please adhere to all the rules and regulations put forth by the governor and by local officials as well. As I said, there's really no need to gather anywhere in specifically in the town. You should be able, from very close to your house, if not within your own backyard, look up to the sky and see the Thunderbirds flying over as a support, as a sign of support for our medical community, and really a show of American resolve. This flyover is specifically targeted towards our medical community first responders. However, it really is there to demonstrate the dedication and determination that we have as Americans. And we think that this can be a moment to honor everybody out there who's on the front lines, the cashiers, the truck drivers, law enforcement professionals, and then also everybody at home who's doing their part by socially distancing and washing their hands and being socially responsible. So we hope that it's a moment of inspiration for everybody. We hope that everybody enjoys the flyover and uses it as a rallying call for us to continue on and realizing that we will eventually get through this. This is a strong community and we're a strong nation, and eventually we will beat COVID-19 together. All righty, and at this time, I'll take any questions you guys have.
I don't know. Is there a chat feature?
Yeah.
Here.
What do you want? Ask.
Can you talk a little bit more about the flight path?
Chad, do you have a question?
Talk a little bit more about flight.
Talk a little, okay, I think the question is, can you talk a little bit more about the flight path? Sure. We're gonna start off, obviously, at Nellis Air Force Base. Our plan is to flow essentially from the north side of Las Vegas to the west over to Centennial, and then we will slowly work our way around the west side of Las Vegas, heading southbound towards Summerlin, and then to the bottom of the 215 loop, back to the north along I-15, all the way back up to northern Las Vegas, and then another U-turn, if you will, back along the east side of the strip, and then turning out along 95, way out to Phoenix, and then we'll take that all the way to Boulder City, and then reverse direction all the way back to Nellis Air Force Base. We will then put the aircraft on. That's the basic flight plan. And we will publish the flight plan with a picture and the lines that we're going to be flying. Now, those are going to be a rough estimate where we're going to be. We'll obviously deviate from that a little bit as required for maneuvering the aircraft, but it'll give you a good idea of time and space where we're going to be at any given point in time.